On every bad hair day has to come the baddest hairstylist. Sometimes we get so far gone, caught up in our own reality and what we have going on, that by the time we actually reach out for help, it seems that there is no answer. Luckily for my clientele, there's me, Amanda, salon leader and member of design team. Now I know this is shocking, even alarming to see. You should know that when she come into the salon, her goal was to have a silk press. But after a thorough consultation and observation with her hair, I did let her know that that would not be an option, as she had gone too far and too long. We went over our options together with her hair and decided that a cut would be her best option because the hair had completely locked. It had completely matted down to where there was no more length left for her hair. And see, as an artist, I'm sensitive about my shit. I heard that once from a great, wise woman. But it isn't my hair. It's her hair. And so I had to make sure she was comfortable and okay with what we were doing, no matter what I thought should be done. So I let her take her time. I let her decide what she wanted to do, if the cut was even the right way. And I let her make a choice at every intersection we came to on decision making when it came to this hair today. And as a stylist, I have to tell you that it is important to be able to build that trustworthy relationship with your clients, to let them know that you're there, you're listening, and you're going to do your best to fulfill their expectation out of the service that day, not just doing what it is you think you should do with her hair. So we agreed. We're going to cut it off. We're going to start over. We're going to get her hair healthy and beautiful by the end of the day's service. Welcome to Amandaland. I'm Amanda, and this is my channel. I would love to have you as a new subscriber and supporter of my channel, as I'm truly growing and evolving as a person and as an artist. And if you want to see the rest of today's video, keep watching if you'd like to know how her hair turns out. this relaxer, I was still finding bits of matted hair that, for the sake of time and peace, we were just going to cut out of the hair, which is what I did through a lot of the process, even during the application of the relaxer. Now I'm beginning to apply her version relaxer. This version relaxer is going to be applied a 1/4 inch from the hair through the mid shaft of the hair. Okay, so as you see me applying this carefully, I am applying this a 1/4 inch away from the scalp and through the mid shaft of the hair. In this instance, it was kind of impossible not to touch the ends of the hair that would have come last because they're the most porous part of the hair strand, and that is where the relaxer, that is a fresh virgin relaxer, would go lastly. I knew that we were going to be cutting off those end strands because we were going for a sleek, sophisticated look, and those ends were already damaged. So I didn't use a whole lot of my time, preparing or thinking about whether the relaxer was getting on those ends of the hair because there was already so much in the way to think about. Now, the relaxer being applied a 1/4 inch from the scalp is extremely important because if you apply this relaxer to this hair first on the roots, the client's hair will process first at the roots because of the heat coming from the scalp of the hair of the client. So, I am being sure to place the relaxer a 1/4 inch from the scalp so that our relaxer isn't heating up and processing too fast at the scalp before the mid strands have had time to process. I just feel like customers with their first relaxer after so long, it's so scary for them to see me not placing the relaxer directly to the scalp. And they think I don't know what I'm doing. And the relief on their face when I begin to apply the relaxer to the roots of the hair is just like, oh my God, okay. I thought she didn't know what I was doing. I promise you, I'm doing what's best for you and your hair, and this is going to turn out perfectly. I remember being in hair school and applying a version relaxer to a full back length, thick version hair, and it was one of the most scariest experiences. That was the first time I was in the salon till well past closing to finish a customer's hair, and everybody stood around watching, waiting for me to mess up. Sorry, you thought I was going to say amazement. I didn't. No, they were waiting for me to mess up because they're girls, women in hair school, catty. They're just not ready for me to be successful, although I was very successful. However, I remember that relaxer, and I remember all the steps that I could have taken to make that process easier and how I could have protected my customer more and made her feel as if I knew what I was doing. Although the relaxer came out well, there were imperfections that taught me to pay attention to what type of hair that I'm dealing with. I think about that often when doing relaxers because it was my first version relaxer on back length, long, thick, coarse hair. And the hair, it needed so much. And so when I'm thinking about applying a relaxer, I don't want you all to shy away from having your first relaxer because you are afraid it's going to teach you, just like that taught me, right? And I think about that and I use that every time I'm doing a relaxer. I think about the customer's texture, the customer's coarseness, the customer's porosity, the customer's length, density, all types of things, because it allows me to make a plan of how to apply a relaxer. And that's why it's just important for you all to continue to do your consultations, learning how to do your consultations, and coming up with constantly new questions, forming new questions to consult with your client about. Because all of that, no matter to prioritize what's already in your hands. It's out of your control when you've got a chemical going. So I never want you guys to feel overwhelmed, because when you have a chemical going, there is nothing that anybody can do that should make you stop yourself in the middle of a timed chemical service. Let the phone ring, speak to the customers, they walk in, and tell them you'll be with them momentarily. But time is of the essence when you are applying something like a relaxer, because a relaxer does not stop processing. If this relaxer is left on this hair, it will process until her hair falls out. So time efficiency is your best friend when applying either relaxer. Let that be a version or even a retouch. For the past 3 sections of her hair, I have been smoothing the hair. The smoothing of the hair is the final test in determining whether the relaxer is taking in the hair. So I've already determined that her back smoothing test, the back 2 sections, were appropriate and her curl pattern had loosened. I have to say, you need to know when you're doing a relaxer, the objective is not to completely straighten the hair. That will cause breakage, damage, and the hair will thin and fall out. The objective here is to loosen the curl pattern so that the hair is more manageable. We've just gotten to the shampoo bowl where I've already rinsed out most of the relaxer. And I want you all to know that what's coming next, just so you're sure, is I am rinsing out the relaxer, neutralizing the relaxer with a Mazzani balancing shampoo, pH balancing shampoo. You need to at least shampoo the relaxer out of the hair 2 times. If the relaxer is still in the hair, shampoo again. After the hair is completely neutralized, bringing it back down to its natural pH level, you are free to then go in without any other chemical and perform any other service as normal, like a set and dry or a dry and set, and then iron from there, which is what you're going to see. Because I don't want to spend too much talking here, I'm going to let you guys watch. I just told you how I'm doing this, and I hope that you can follow through with the remainder of
us at the got you on my mind. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. I got you on my side. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. Omniscient, your presence always so potent around me. I look like sunshine and wind. I smell like success and victory. You know I'm made in his image. Righteous genetics, I got it. So prove it that this is my shot. I got you on my mind. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. I got you on my side. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. Who gon' stand against me? Who gon' win against the views all around me? I got you today. Been drowned in mountains and sea. Almost scriptures dominating, undefeated. That's my reigning king. It's that, it's that good news. Me and Jesus, we together got that synergy. Got them atoms all vibrating, check the atmosphere. It's a mood that I said it right. We gon' be alright. We gon' be just fine. Good news. Don't worry about me. Jesus got me. I stay winning. Say I stay winning. That's a fight. I got you on my mind.
Now that I've gotten her hair all shaped up and ready to be molded down, I want you guys to look at this hair. And I want you to remember what I said about relaxers. They are not to be used to completely straighten the client's hair, especially in this instance where it's her first relaxer in years, but to condition the curl of the hair. The heat of the irons or the molding style is going to do the rest of the distance for you. So stop over processing your customer's hair when you don't need to. And it's just going to cause some breakage in the long run. I know that when I got finished with her relaxer, she was concerned that maybe the relaxer didn't take. It took all the way. But that top area is where I want the most volume, right? So that little bit of extra curl is going to give that hair that volume. So I want you to understand what's happening with the hair right now. Had I relaxed that hair all the way down to bone straight, she'd have no volume and she'd be cutting her hair off all the way pretty soon. So just remember, the relaxer is not intended to completely straighten out the hair, but to loosen the curl pattern to make it more manageable for you and the customer.
That's a vibe. Who gon' stand against me? Who gon' win against the views all around me? I ride your face. Been drowned in mountains and the sea.
And just like that, without any extra efforts, the hair is smooth and ready to be styled and shaped. I'm going to use a little bit of oil on her hair. That's just going to help us with our base, our shininess, the coat, the nutrients of the hair, all before we get ready to style and get her on her way, ready to sport her new look.
But I said it right, yeah. We gon' be alright. We gon' be just fine. And we gonna be, yeah, we gonna be, we gon' be alright. It's that good news. Don't worry about me. Jesus got me. I stay winning. Say I stay winning. I should fight. I got you on my mind. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. I got you on my side. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. Omniscient, your presence always so potent around me. I look like sunshine and wind. I smell like success and victory. You know I'm made in his image. Righteous genetics, I got it. To prove it that this is my shot. I got you on my mind. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. I got you on my side. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. Who gon' stand against me? Who gon' win against the views all around me? I ride your face. Been drowned in mountains and the sea. On with scriptures, dominating, undefeated. That's my reigning king. It's that, it's that good news. Me and Jesus, we together, got that synergy. Got them atoms all vibrating, check the atmosphere. It's a move, but I said it right, yeah. We gon' be alright. We gon' be just fine. And we gonna be, that good news. Don't worry about me, Jesus got me, I stay winning. Say I stay winning. That's a fact.
At this point, you are free to style this hair, and it is going to curl in whatever direction that you put it in. As you can see, I'm having no problem creating the perfect curl, and it is effortlessly shaping into the style or whatever direction that I put the hair to. And that's the goal here. Manageability. This is what manageability looks like. So I'm going to finish out her style. I want to thank you all for staying until the end of the video. Make sure you stay to see the finishing results. Again, y'all, thank you. My name is Amanda, and I really want you to become an Amandalandian, okay? This is my real life and real details, and become an Amandalandian. Become the best version of yourself, okay? Subscribe to the channel and like today's video. And I will see y'all in my next one. Leave in the comments what are your thoughts, and what are your thoughts about relaxing hair to bone straight? Because for years the girls relaxed hair to bone straight. And as I started doing hair, I realized that just was not the way, okay? So from the very beginning, I saw that just wasn't the way. There were customers that used to come in asking for that. It is not the way. So what do you all think about today's style and about the question about this bone straight relaxer? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll be sure to respond. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.